Hare Krishna. Bola Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki. Everyone, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Those on the back eating also. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. Those who want to hear Hari Katha, come forward. Prasadam, we have enough prasadam. It's not going to end. But Hari Katha is also a good prasadam. Jnanatimrandasya jnananjan shalakaya chakshurum litam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimade BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thi Namane Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah. Gaura Sarchatramit Nidhi Gauram Sarvam Stuve Gaurena Prathitam Resya Bhajanam Gauram Sarvam Dade Gauraste Kirpalo Ratrina Paro Gaurasya Bhritya Sabhavam Gaura Gauram Acharami Bhagwan Gaur Prabhu Rakshamam Jaitam Suta Pangur Mama Mandamate Gati Matsarvas Padam Bhujo Shri Radha Madan Mohanu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sorry for trouble, one more time please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My humble obeisances at the dust of divine feet of my Guru Maharaj, Nikla Vaishnav Vishnupad Stotashak, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj. Similarly to my Shiksha Gurudevs, Nikla Vaishnav Vishnupad Stotashak, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedant Narayan Gosai Maharaj, and Nikla Vaishnav Vishnupad Bhakti Vedant Shila, Bhakti Vigyan Shila Bharti Gosai Maharaj. My innerval Dandavat Pranams, the divine lotus feet of the founder of Gaudiya Math, Shri Srimad BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and all his prominent associates. To Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, to Shri Radha Madhav and all his parikars. And in this assembly, to my senior godbrother, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vibhud Godayan Maharaj, and sannyasis on the dais, Shri Bhakti Bandhav Rasikanand Maharaj and Shri Bhakti Bandhav Jag Maharaj, and Bhakti Vedant Vriddh Vritti Maharaj, Shri Bhumipati Prabhu, and those who are sitting in front of me, and those who are in the back serving prasadam and eating prasadam, all of you. All glories to all devotees who came here and with so much patience, hearing so much glories of Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. All glories to all of you. We are hearing from many perspectives the glories of His Divine Personality, and since some evenings, almost 3 programs we heard a lot of glories of Srila Prabhupada BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I spoke a couple of things, but now I was thinking what to speak. But then a thought came, a verse which says, Agya Guru Haya Avicharniya. Obey the instruction of your Gurudev without any consideration. Today, entire world, every village, every town is hearing the glories of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and of Shri Radha Krishna, and everyone is chanting. Everyone is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra everywhere in the world. This is because of disobedience of Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada for his spiritual masters. I'm just flipping over. Try to understand. The instruction says you have to obey the order of your Gurudev without any single thought, without any single consideration. But his divine personality, he got instructions from his true spiritual masters, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Shri Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. And instruction was, what was the instruction? Never go to Calcutta, the city of Kali Yuga. Never establish centers. And third instruction is, never make disciples. And today the entire world is following Krishna consciousness because of these personalities disobeying the order of these two spiritual masters. Because he went to Calcutta, he established centers and he made disciples. But in his language, in his commentary, he never made disciple, he never made center, and he never visited Calcutta. Viruddh Dharmashraya. Very astonishing. Srila Prabhupada, BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very fond of comparative studies. Very fond of comparative studies. He gave a comparison of two Govinda Prabhus. Two Govinda Prabhus. One Govinda Prabhu is the servant of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And other Govinda Prabhu is the sevak of the sevak of Shri Ramanujacharya, the Gurudev of Shri Ramanujacharya, Shishal Purna. So Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to establish what is the goal of Gaudiya Math, to establish why his descent happened in this material planet, not to just refute the arguments, Kevala Advaitavad, not only because of that, not to refute Mayavad. His purpose was totally different from all this. His purpose was to establish Radha Dasyam, the glories of Shri Radharani alone. That was the only purpose of Shri Krishna to come in Dwapar Yuga. Swaparshad, Swadham, Sahavatari. Although it applies to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also applies to Krishna. The only whole soul purpose to come descend in this material planet is to establish the glories of Shri Radharani through Parkiya Bhav. We sing every day, Jai Jai Ujjwala Ras, Sarva Rasasar, Parkiya Bhave Jaha Brajete Prachar. The glories of Shri Radharani, that is the only mission, that was the only mission of Shri Krishna to come here. Only mission. I am not saying from my perspective, this is BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. The only mission of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come here. Yadi Gauranga na haito, tabe ki haito, ke man dharitan de, Radhara Mahima, Prema Ras Sima, Jagato Janato ke. If Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have not come on this planet, how the glories of Shri Radharani would have been manifested. The only mission of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come in this Kali Yuga, Dhanya Kali, is to spread the glories of Shri Radharani. And the most intimate associate of Shri Radharani, Nayan Mani, the jewel of that beautiful eyes of Shri Radharani, the pupil of that eye assumed a form. That's BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So, that dear associate of Shri Radharani, why he would have come here? Just to refute Mayavad? Just to establish that this is not bhakti, that this is not bhakti, and that is not bhakti, and this is not bhakti. That was not the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, was to establish the glories of Shri Radharani through the books and the literature of Shri Rup Raghunath, the Shad Goswamis. And therefore, his spiritual father, or we can say father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very proud of BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Saraswati Vishnu Priya, Krishna Bhakti Jar Hiya, Vinod Sai Sai Vaibhav. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur, my opulence is what? BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati, Vimla Prasad. This is my opulence. I am proud of him. Saraswati Vishnu Priya, his dearmost. To Vishnu means Krishna here, who's all pervading. Krishna Bhakti Jar Hiya. His only intent is Krishna Bhakti, nothing else. Vinod Sai Vaibhav, Sai to Vaibhav. The only purpose of Srila Prabhupada was to establish this. And therefore, because many objections, many troubles, and many delusions, and many mixtures in this process to attain that Radha Dasyam, Prabhupada never tolerated that, and therefore he appeared, even though so soft in nature, but he appeared and roared like a lion. To those who considering that all this processes which is not along to Srimad Bhagavatam is pure bhakti, Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Prabhupada, like a thunderbolt, without any fear, fearless, he preached the message of Shri Rup Raghunath, the message of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Because if we see the Pranam mantra of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namane Gaur Shakti Sarupaya, the embodiment of Gaur Shakti. And who is that? Shri Gadadhar Pandit. He is the potency. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the one who established the principles, the ideas of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through his books, through his songs, through his literature and his discourses. But that was like a jewels in the chest. But Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he opened the lock of that chest and he started distributing this. Length and breadth of the whole universe. The teachings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is aligned with the teaching of Shri Rup Raghunath and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I am proud of him. So Srila Prabhupada BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur performed. He used to do comparative studies to establish the glories of Radharani, and therefore he took the example of two Govindas, Govinda Prabhus. One Govinda Prabhu, he start with the Sevak of the Godmother of Shri Ramanujacharya, the Sevak of the Gurudev of Shri Ramanujacharya, Shri Shalpurna. Once upon a time, so because we have mixed crowd, so some stories and some Siddhanta. Once upon a time, Shri Ramanujacharya, who is not different from Ramanuja, means the younger brother of Ram, Lakshman, the younger brother of Ram. He played the role of Acharya, Shri Ramanujacharya. Once upon a time, he's seeing how Govinda Prabhu is rolling on the bed of his Guru Maharaj. Rolling on the bed. Shri Ramanujacharya is not able to understand what is this happening? This is so offensive. A disciple, a sevak, is not supposed to step on the bed of one's Gurudev and can't even roll on the bed of one's Gurudev. It's so offensive. One has to go hell for this. Yeah. So Sri Ramanacharya was surprised, astonished, what is happening? So therefore he went to his Gurudev and complained to him, Govinda is rolling on your bed. His Gurudev smiled because he understood, but Ramanacharya was not able to understand this. He said, oh really? Govinda is rolling on my bed? Bring him here. In front of Sri Ramanacharya. He asked, Govinda, what I am hearing? You stepping on my bed? You rolling on my bed? He said, yes, Gurudev. You know what is the consequence? He said, yes, Gurudev. And may I know what is the consequence? He said, I have to go hell for this. So you're not scared? He said, no, not at all. Why not? His Gurudev wanted Ramanacharya to hear this. Why not scared? He said, because I know after a while you're going to come and sleep on this bed. So I want to make this bed is comfortable for you or not. Is there any thorn, any pain, whatever? And if it is comfortable, favorable for you to sleep or not? And for this, even if I have to go hell for that, I don't mind. To make you comfortable, to serve you, even if I go to hell, I don't mind. And Sri Ramanacharya was amazed to hear this. This simple love for one's Guru, unconditional love, why I'm not able to understand this? Why I'm not able to understand this? Govinda. Srila Prabhupada, BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, this is an example of a service of one's Gurudev. And then he started comparing this with another Govinda Prabhu, who is Sevak of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As we all go Jagannath Puri, Nilachal, in Gambhira, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stay in that small tiny room with a small, very narrow entrance. And in routine, every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu take bath in the ocean and never declared ocean as Tirtha. My Guru Maharaj used to say this very often. Any visitors coming to my Guru Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, Guru Maharaj always used to say, have you taken bath in ocean? This is not ocean, ordinary ocean. This is Maha Tirtha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to take bath in ocean, never declared this is Tirtha. But the day when Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made Shri Haridas Thakur in that ocean, declared from now onwards, this ocean is Maha Tirtha. So after taking bath in ocean, Mahaprabhu used to come to extend his darshan to Shri Haridas Thakur, and then coming in his Gambhira to honor Jagannath Mahaprasad. Every day, the same routine. But once upon a time, he wanted to exhibit one pastime to show to the world what is the meaning of seva and what is the definition of sevak. Sevak. Everyone is not sevak. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Gosai Maharaj used to emphasize on this. To find a sevak is very difficult, and to find volunteers is very simple. They both look and appear same, their activity appears same, but it's not same. Volunteers and sevaka is not one thing. Volunteer means, if I'm in a good mood, I'm going to serve. If I'm not in good mood, I don't want to serve. So he or she depends on one's mood and one's situation. But seva cannot avoid the seva, no matter what happens. Good mood, bad mood, good health, bad health. Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj, he was in the fever, 105 degrees fever. When his Guru Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj, told him, get up and cook for the Vaishnavas. That's called sevak. It's not depend on good mood or bad mood or good health or bad health. Sevak means it's my duty. I have to do this. I can't pass it on to someone else. That's sevak. And sevak means taking responsibility. Volunteer never take responsibility. Sevak always take responsibility. And with that responsibility, what incurs? More responsibilities. And then more responsibilities. And then more responsibilities. As many responsibilities will come on your head, more you get Krishna consciousness. Because they have no other space to think anything else except your service and serving your worshipable Shri Guru and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To become sevak means taking responsibility. Volunteers have no responsibilities. I will come, I will not come. I will come, I may not come. It doesn't matter. But sevak is the one who comes in the beginning. Sevak is the one who goes in the last. Like I'm volunteer. It's not my show. It's been designed by someone. I'm just here as a volunteer. I came and I'm going to go. But there are so many good sevaks here who worked with this, tenting. We are comfortably sitting here, set up chairs for us, cooking since last night. So many Matajis cooking last night since morning. Yes, sevakas. I'm volunteer. So sevak means one who's taken responsibility. So Govinda Prabhu, this is what Mahaprabhu wants to exhibit through this pastime. He honored that prasad and he just slept at the threshold. And as a routine, Govinda Prabhu, every day, when Mahaprabhu honored prasad, he used to massage his lotus feet and make him sleep. And then he go in his room to take prasad. But this day, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after honoring prasad, he just slept at the threshold. Now Govinda Prabhu, if you have idea of Gambhira temple, the small narrow, to enter in, Govinda Prabhu is thinking how I'm going to go in to massage Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, which is my seva for every day. Because I know without me being serving him, he's not going to get good sleep. And it's very essential for him to get good sleep. He's getting restless all the time. Restless. Why? E matra dine dine sarup Ramananda sane nij bhav kore na vidit bhare vishya jala hoy bhitare anandamay Krishna prem adbhut charitra. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Gambhira relishing the astonishing features of Krishna prem, which externally appears like a burning sensation, but internally is giving what? Enhancing one's love and his moods and his bhav. He is relishing this, he is tasting this. So Shri Govinda Prabhu is thinking, how am I going to cross Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to serve him? How am I going to cross him? To cross any human being is also offense. Paramatma is residing in everyone's heart. Therefore, we respect every individual. So it's offensive to even cross any human being. And what to speak of crossing Mahaprabhu? So Govinda Prabhu, what he did, he took out his uttariya, his shawl, and spread it over on Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he crossed Mahaprabhu. Demigods, they tremble, crossing the Lord. Goodness. Any ignorant person is doing, it's a different case. What the sevak is doing, that's totally different idea. Govinda Prabhu, without any single thought, crossed Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and started massaging his divine lotus feet. And after a while, Mahaprabhu woke up He said, Govinda, are you still here? What about your prasad? It's lunchtime. And Govinda Prabhu replied, how am I going to eat? You're sleeping, you're lying at the threshold. Mahaprabhu said, how you came in? He said, by crossing you. And Mahaprabhu said, in the same way you could have crossed me and go out. But Govinda Prabhu said, no. Crossing you means I have to go hell for million of lifetimes. For pleasing, for serving you, for your pleasure, I can cross you. But for my eating, for my pleasure, I can't cross you. I know I have to go hell for this. I don't mind, because this is for your seva. Tomar sevaye dukh hai jato sai to param sukha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, oh Prabhu, in serving you, whatever troubles I come across is a source of my pleasure, because you are the center of those troubles. Such a high mood Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. And this is for the sevakas, not for volunteers. They are not getting awarded same. Volunteers will get different award. And sevakas, what award they get? You know what? When Lord Shri Ram, after killing Ravan when he came Ayodhya, and now he wants to give farewell to everyone. Vibhishan, Sugriv, everyone. Oh Vibhishan, the king of Lanka, I'm giving you the pad, mean the post, being the king of Lanka. Sugriv, I'm giving you a pad, a post, become the king of King Purusha. So in this way, Shri Ram was giving farewell. Even though they're all very close, but who is the most intimate? Shri Hanuman was there. Shri Ram, when he glanced towards Hanuman, with tears in his eyes, he said, no need to speak anything. I already got not one pad, I got two pad. What are two pad? Your two lotus feet. That only I got. I don't want to leave, because I have no family, I have no king, I have no other duties. My only duty is your lotus feet. And that's why Hanuman always stayed with Shri Ram. A great teaching is there. So in this way, Shri Govinda Prabhu exhibited this high mood for the service of my Ishta, my worshipable. I can go hell, I don't mind. So Govinda Prabhu, the sevak of Shri Ramanacharya's Gurudev, and Govind Prabhu, the sevak of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By relating this, what BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada wants to establish? The mood of Brajabhav, mood of Brajavasis, the mood of Shri Radha Rani. And for that, Krishna exhibited this pastime. Oh, I am having a headache. Narad, the only remedy is if you can get the dust from the feet of my pure devotee. Narad went everywhere. First of all, he asked Rukmani Satyabhama, oh dear queens, you love Krishna? Yes, we love Krishna. So then, he's having headache. And the only remedy is food dust. Queen said, what you saying, Narad? Are you mad? Krishna is our husband. How can a wife can give food dust on the husband's head? It's totally inetiquette. We can't give this. Why? Samajassarati. It's a Samajassarati. Some reservations are there. And in this way, Naraji went all over universe. Came back empty hand. Krishna said, Narad, now he's growing so much headache. He said, Prabhu, I'm so sorry. No one is ready to give food dust. Krishna said, no one loves me? Narad, very morose. He said, everyone worship you. I'm not saying worship. No one loves me? Narad, you also pure devotee. You give your food dust? And Narad stepped back. Prabhu, what you saying? We can't even think in our dreams. Or did you went to Braj? He said, no, what? Why Braj? They're ordinary people. They don't know anything. Not ordinary. They are Vastiv Sahajyas. Ideally, they are Sahajyas. Sahajya means one who has Sahaj Bhav, spontaneous love for Krishna. Ishte swarsiki ragam param bhaved tanmaya bhaved bhakti saragatmika uchyate. Swarsiki ragam, spontaneous love, the Brajvasis. So they are ideally, this is BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada terminology. Sahajiyas. They are actually Sahajiyas. Means they have Sahaj Bhav, spontaneous love for Krishna. Anyway, long story. Naraji came to Radharani. All the gopis, come here, I have a news for from Krishna. And what's the news? Krishna have a headache. Narad, what are you doing here? There's no doctor in Dwarika. He said, remedy is the food dust. They said, what are you looking for? Take as much as you want. Full lorry, full truck, full of food dust. And Narad smiled. Say, see, the gopis, they don't know the glories of Krishna. He's Supreme Lord. And there was an aerial voice. Braj gopis, what are you doing? Krishna is Supreme Personality. Sarva Karanam Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. By giving the food dust on Krishna's head, you know what's going to happen? You have to go hell for that. Narad said, you heard? Gopi said, Narad, what you speak of one lifetime? We can go million and billions of lifetime to hell. But we can't hear that Krishna is having headache just because of food dust. We are ready to give this. Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada establishing with two Govinda Prabhus, they have little hesitations. What? Govinda Prabhu, the sevak of Mahaprabhu, he spreaded his shawl on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to cross him. But with Radharani, there is no any reservations, no restrictions. Immediately she wanted to give by hearing that Krishna's headache just because of food dust. The glories of Sri Radharani. Comparative studies. This is how Srila Prabhupada established the goddess Siddhanta and the glories of Sri Radharani. But how? Agya Guru Haya Vicharniya. Obeying the order of your Gurudev without any consideration. So Srila Prabhupada BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was told, never go to city Calcutta. This is the city of Kali Yuga. And that's the city where Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Prabhupada established his first center. 1 number, Ulta Nanga Road, Calcutta. In a rented house. First center. And when he was being asked this question, didn't your Guru Maharaj said not to visit Calcutta? Prabhupada said, and never visit Calcutta. I'm always in Mayapur Dham. I'm always in Mayapur. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj used to say, you are where your mind is. You're sitting here and now you're thinking, when it will be 5 o'clock, I have to go back home. I have to do some cleaning and go early bed.
Hopefully.
So you are here, but your mind is at home. Then you're not here. And that's why all glories to the preachers in the line of Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Even though they travel and visit all of our Guru Vargas, they travel America, they travel Europe and all other countries, but they are not in Europe and America, they are in Vrindavan Dham. It looks like they are here. Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Prabhupada said, and never visit Calcutta. I'm always in Mayapur Dham, because if one's intent and one's all endeavors is to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu whole soul, then you're not in Calcutta, you're in Mayapur. You're in Mayapur. Then, Srila Bhakti Thakur said, never establish centers. There will be so much fights and all. But BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada came forward and established center. So, you disobeying, transgressing the etiquette? No. Establishing the mood of Bhakti Thakur in reality. Why? Why? To establish the words of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita. Kaunteya pratijani naam bhakt pranashyati. O the son of Kunti, Arjun declared, my devotee never perish. So I am going to give opportunity for everyone to join Gaudiya Math, even if there is failures, no problem. A boy, Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj used to give example. A boy visiting school and got failed in 4th standard 2 times. 2 times failed in 4th standard. And the other boy heard this, oh, if by going school we are going to get failed, better I should not go to school. Then who's senior? Who's superior? One who got failed or one who never went to school? One who got failed is senior, superior. Because even if he got failed, he got experience. He got experience. And in relate to this, Srila Bhakti Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he said, I was having an idea before that only one should take initiation from Uttamadhikari. Only from Uttamadhikari. And that's why, even though being requested by my godbrothers, I was not giving initiation. Because I am not Uttamadhikari. And he said, my idea got totally changed when I heard the pastime of Sri Ramanujacharya. When I heard the pastime of Sri Radharani, we just heard. We just heard. My idea got totally changed. And he gave one example. When India was getting some political disturbance, there was a state of emergency. There was a world war. And soldiers were getting wounded, were getting dying. And there was lack of doctors in the country India to take care of those wounded soldiers. And in that state of emergency, the Prime Minister declared those who are still studying in the medical college, they didn't got degree yet. Those who even failed in that medical college, please come forward. We need you. We need your help. Amazing, huh? You got failed in medical degree, still you are welcome to come in, take care of the wounded soldiers. Yes, even those who are studying, come forward. Because it's a state of emergency. Srila Bhakti Sridhar Goswami Maharaj is saying. He said, when I heard this, then I concluded, I should move forward, come forward for the sake of serving the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I know I am not Uttamadhikari, but this is a state of emergency. People are dying. They are getting wounded. How? By the slaps of Maya. From where we going to find those qualified degree holders, doctors? Whereas everyone is just lying in the streets wounding, getting wounded. Therefore we request those who have little experience, those who are even studying, come forward and help the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Bhakti Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada, he established this Bhagavad Dharma over Varnashram Dharma. That was his idea of establishing Gaudiya Math, even though forbade by his spiritual father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and his real father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Never make establish centers. But his idea is, I'm going to establish centers where open invitation, anyone can join. Don't worry even if you get fail. Because even if you get fail, you go back. You always be staying with one experience, with some sanskar, which is going to help you forever, forever, forever. Because Naam Bhakt Pranashati, my devotee never perish. This is a bold statement of Krishna. So, starting with that one rented house, Srila Prabhupada BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established 64 centers. By establishing this, he's not disobeying Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's establishing the mission of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and the mission of Sri Rupa Goswami, the mission of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. By disobeying, he's obeying. This is called Viruddha Dharmashraya, where obeying is present in the disobedience. Understand this? Yes. And then, never make disciples. Srila Prabhupada said, he used to say, and now I don't make disciples. Then who are these? They are my Vipad Udharak Bandhu. What is the meaning? They are my well-wishers who came to help me in this difficult situation. Because they are in front of me, so I have to maintain my good conduct. Because they all are surrounded by me, I have to engage my time in speaking Hari Katha. This Srila Prabhupada, taking such a high mood of humility, is speaking this. Imagine one who is chanting alone, billion holy name. But when he is surrounded by his disciples, he used to say, they are not my disciples. So anyone who was coming to pay obeisances to BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he always used to address them by saying, Das Wasmi, I am your servant. Guru is not enjoyer. Guru is servant. And disciple is not the one who serves Guru. Actually, it's Guru who serves disciple. It's Guru who serves disciple. Kids, children not serving their parents. It's parents who serve the children. Guru plant the seed of bhakti in the heart. And then nourish that seed. Remove all the anarthas. So who's serving whom? It's Guru who serves disciple. Srila Prabhupada said, he used to say, I am your servant. I am not your master. So they are Vipad Udharak Bandhus. They are my well-wishers. The disciples, he used to say. They are my well-wishers. Because of them, they are helping me in maintaining the good conduct. Because of their surroundings, I am getting opportunity to speak Hari Katha. And what to speak of? Kripya Hari Katha Murti Dharam. His embodiment of Hari Katha. He just need one click and his Hari Katha used to start. My Guru Maharaj giving account of a story. Once upon a time in the morning, before Mangal Aarti, at Sri Chaitanya Math, Mayapur, Prabhupada was the first one to come in front of the altar prior to Mangal Aarti starts to greet the deities. And when the Pujari opened the door, it was a very narrow porch. So Srila Prabhupada was going like this and like this to have darshan of Mahaprabhu and Shri Gandharvika Giridhari. And one brahmachari, one disciple said, Prabhupada, I think we have to widen this altar so that you can see the deities nicely. Bas, what to speak of Mangal Aarti? Prabhupada's Hari Katha started from there. We cannot see Krishna with our eyes. Atashi Krishna Namadi na bhaved grajya indriye sevan mukhehi jivado swayame surate manaha. With our senses we cannot see Krishna, we cannot hear Krishna. But sevan mukhehi jivado, when our senses, especially our tongue, which can always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, sevan mukh becomes favorable to serve Krishna, then the senses get qualified to see Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada started Hari Katha. Hours and hours Hari Katha. He just need one click. At once upon a time, midnight, he heard someone walking outside his door. And Srila Prabhupada was chanting like midnight, 1:30, 2 o'clock. And he only said, K, who is there? And the devotee replied, Ami, it's me. And bas, Hari Katha started. Prabhupada said, you know the meaning of me? Who are you? Your body or your soul? And his Hari Katha started. So, Kripaya Hari Katha, Hari Kirtana Murti Dharam is the embodiment of Hari Kirtan. Can you imagine the personality, the embodiment of Shri Hari Kirtan, the compassion and many other these qualities, embodiment of that is Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada to establish what? Devi Varnashram Dharma, not Varnashram Dharma. So many people complain Srila Prabhupada about Prabhupada. He is establishing something his own, But Srila Prabhupada has every answer to the questions of all those Brahmins or all those scholars who claim themselves to be so-called scholars. Therefore, when Srila Prabhupada was being invited by a king, Maharaj knows the name. Maharaj, name of that king? He held a assembly inviting so many scholars. And Srila Prabhupada was also there. I forgot the name of the king. A Raja. When all the scholars saw Tripura king, the king of Tripura. When all scholars saw Srila Prabhupada is also present and was being invited, they all complained to the king. Why you invited him? The king said, why not him? He said, no. He's not Brahmin. We are Brahmins. That was not the case. The case was, they all know how scholarly is Srila Prabhupada, BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And if he starts speaking, he will make everyone's mouth shut. So they all together, they said, if you are inviting him, then we all quit. We all going. King said, don't do this. Please don't do this. That's not etiquette. Okay, I'm not going to give him opportunity to speak. Are you all happy? They said yes. They all became happy. And in the evening session or the morning session, whatever the details, the scholars used to speak Shastras. And Prabhupada is just sitting like this, doing this. What nonsense they are speaking. First day, second day, third day, he didn't got any opportunity to speak. The servant of the king, the personal servant of the king, he used to serve all scholars bringing prasadam in their room. And when the prasadam was coming to Srila Prabhupada, BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he not accepting anything from there. Just one tulsi leaf and that's all. Just one tulsi from the plate. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, Prabhupada fasting. So the servant of the king, hesitantly, he approached Srila Prabhupada and said, why are you not eating? I'm bringing plate, I'm just taking as it is. He said, no, I'm honoring Tulasi, but why are you not eating anything? Srila Prabhupada said, I'm here to give, not to take anything from here. I'm not here to enjoy the facility of the king. I'm not here to enjoy this prasadam facility. I'm here to give. And since I'm not given this opportunity to give anything, I'm not qualified to take anything. I'm not qualified to take anything. Then the servant of the king, he approached his king, his master, he said, can I say something? The king said, yes. He said, believe me, I am serving all these scholars. Personally, I go visit their room. They are not chanting any mantra. They are not reading any shastra. They are only here to avail the facility. I am serving them, I know. And you're giving them chance to speak. But there is one person here, BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. One person. He's not eating from 3 days. He's fasting. Because he's saying, I'm here to give, not to take anything from the king. And whenever I go in his room, I always see him is chanting, crying and weeping. Crying and weeping in separation. He's very sad. So please, I humbly request you, give him chance to speak. Then king, okay, tomorrow I'm going to give him chance. So next day in the assembly, he said, so now I'm giving chance to this personality to speak. But when the scholars looked at him, he said, only 5 minutes. Everyone was getting so much time to express and speak. And Srila Prabhupada only got 5 minutes to speak. With a very heavy heart, he already decided, after this 5 minutes of speech, I'm going to leave this assembly. I'm going to leave. But since he got 5 minutes, he just started. He began with Brahman Brahmite Kaun Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. After wandering in universe for so many lifetimes, without the causeless mercy of Krishna, one gets this opportunity of accepting, receiving what? The seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper Bhakti. Prabhupada just spoke 1 minute, 1.5 minute explanation of this verse, and everyone said, sit down, done, you're done, you're done. Only 3 minutes. Because with this point, he wanted to smash all these people, scholars sitting there, who are having false and fake idea of devotional life, bhakti. He can't compromise with that. So with very heavy heart, Srila Prabhupada left that place. Very heavy heart. So never accepting anything. Only, he said, I'm only here to give to this world and never accepted anything from this world. He came riding on the car to Radhakund. And one of the local Brajvasis said, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, he always seeking the mercy of Brajvasis. I'm Brajvasi, I'm going to bless Raghunath Das Goswami. Shri Prabhupada heard this, just heard this. He could have ignored this, saying that he's foolish, he's crazy, he's off. And Shri Prabhupada said, I'm going to fast until he come and ask forgiveness from me of the words he spoke. He has to take his words back. Then all disciples of Prabhupada said, Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, he's just foolish. Why you have to give importance to his words? He's just off. Shri Prabhupada said, I know. But I'm not playing an important role. I'm the Acharya of one mission. So I can't take this word so simple unless I defeat that person and make him understand the glories of Shri Raghunath Das Goswami. If I would have been an ordinary person, I could have neglected his words. But I am playing the role of Acharya. Therefore, I have to establish that principle. So, Shri Prabhupada began fasting. And then all disciples running and made him understand that you are wrong. Huh? Bhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj, he went to him alone, Aprakrit Prabhu, yes. He went alone and he smashed him, his arguments, and made him bring to Srila Prabhupada and ask forgiveness from him. And then Srila Prabhupada took some prasadam. It's not that easy. Sitting on the throne of Acharya just to avail the facilities. No. It looks so easy, it looks so nice. It's just like, if a king sitting on an elephant, the subjects say, wow, the king is sitting on elephant. But king knows how much it is difficult to sit on elephant when he moves. And when he come in his room, he knows how much pain in the back. And how much heavy weight of the mukut, the crown he has to keep on his head. Just to maintain his profile. It's so easy to say, but it's so difficult, believe me, to take this responsibility. Srila Prabhupada took this responsibility. In the order of Bhakti Thakura and Gaur Kishore Babaji in disguise. Don't make disciple, don't make center. This is the order in disguise. And Srila Prabhupada, very intelligent intellectual, understood the mood to establish what? The principles of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, there are so many glories, non-stop glories of BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, non-stop. Establishing Devi Varnashram Dharma on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that Devi Varnashram Dharma? Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Sarv Dharman Paritajye Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja. give up duties. What duties? Krishna. You saying in Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. I come to establish dharma. And in the last of Bhagavad Gita, you saying give up the dharma. So confusing. Srila Prabhupada is describing which dharma to adopt and which dharma to give up. To adopt Bhagavad dharma and give up what? Varnashram dharma. That is what Krishna wanted. Sarv dharman parityajya. Give up all duties of varna and ashram and follow what? Bhagavad dharma only. 11th canto, Krishna saying, Agya evam gunan dosham mai dishnapi sokan dharma santajyava sat bhajatam sacha uttama. The uttama bhakta is what? One who considering the orders of Krishna, Agya evam gunan dosham, the faults and the glories of my instructions, and after understanding this, giving up those duties and following what? Bhagavad dharma. That is the best sadhu. Swapad mulo bhajate priyasya tapta bhavasya anya parishaha vikarmo yadi kathanchid dhanoti sarutin sanusutaha. One who is only worshipping the lotus feet of Krishna and gave up all other duties but only following Bhagavad dharma. If by accident he commit a sinful activity, Krishna said, I immediately clean that. Still considered him as a sadhu. So 5 shlokas in BhaktiSiddhanta Sindhu quoted by Sri Rupa Goswami to establish this. And Prabhupada BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he took this words of his Gurudev Sri Rupa Goswami on his head and established Bhagavad dharma. And on the day of his Vyas Puja, Maharaj was telling this, and Mayapur Vyas Puja, so many garlands on his neck, so many flowers at his lotus feet. And after worshipping him, when the mic was given to him to say something, he started his Mangalacharan by saying, Puri se kit hai se mui se lagisht, Jagai madai hai se mui se papisht, Mor naam sune jai tar pap hai, Mor naam sune jai tar punya khai, Eman nirghan more keva kripa kare, Ek nityan bina jagat bitare. What he said? I'm more lowly than a worm in a stool. I'm more sinful than Jagai and Madai. Whoever utters my name occur sinful activities. Whoever hears my name, what? Lose all his pious deeds. Eman nirghan more. I'm so degraded and lowly. So Srila Prabhupada said, when my Guru, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, can give this identity out of humility, then who am I? I am just what? The dust of the lotus feet of my Guru, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. If he can say of his identity like this, then who am I? I have no space. I have no place. Ideal of humility. Ideal of knowledge. We heard about renunciation. Knowledge. There was one scholar. I'm ending up here by saying this. I'm taking a lot of time. There was one scholar who defeated so many scholars in the country India. He went to Kashi, he went to South India, everywhere. But he heard about BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He had this. He said, I have to defeat him and get the Jai Patra. Jai Patra means the letter, the signature of victory. Then there will be no one to defeat. He is the only one left now. And I don't believe in him. Why? While he was walking and thinking, he was keeping in his head, maybe there is a chance I'll get defeated by him. But I'm not going to pay obeisances to this person. Because he's not Brahmin. And he's initiating Brahmins. This is inetiquette. I'm not going to pay obeisances to him. With that mood, he came, started screaming and shouting in a very unpolite way, addressing, where is Siddhanta Saraswati? And when the disciples heard this, they said, who are you? And he said, I'm here to throw a challenge on him, to have debate with him. What do you think of himself? Then the disciples, I don't know who were there, but they said, our Guru Maharaj is resting right now. We can have some argument or discussion. Later on, when he gets up, we're going to take you to see him. So let us start with some discussion. When the discussion started, they defeated him, terribly defeated him. And he starts shaking and sweating. My goodness, if disciples are like this, then what to speak of their Guru Maharaj, BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Then he became submissive. And he said, can I see Shri BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada? Because if you are like this, then I can't imagine how scholarly is your Guru Maharaj. He said, yes, he was not resting, but now you are qualified to see him. So they took him in the room of Srila Prabhupada, and he was in a very grave posture, sitting and chanting Mahamantra. When this person, the scholarly person, when he saw the divine figure, the divine form, the symptoms of all Mahapurusha, Ajanu Lambita Bhujau, his arms touching his knees, broad chest, short neck, broad forehead, and lotus-like eyes, and golden complexion. Just by seeing this, he paid obeisances to Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And just when he paid obeisances, Srila Prabhupada only spoke one sentence. When you were coming, you thought you're not going to pay obeisances to me. What makes you pay obeisances to me? He just said like this and started Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This person was blown off. How he came to know my mind? I didn't tell anyone. It was just in my head. How he came to know my mind? He is Antaryami. His super soul. Is this his Atishukti? His super soul? Yam pravajantam nupet pet krityam dvaipanu viraha katu rajvaha putreti tanmayataya tarvo vinedustam sarva bhut hitayam muni manutosmi. Shri Suddha Goswami is addressing, glorifying his Guru Maharaj, Shri Shukdev Goswami. All glories to my Guru Maharaj, who's sarva bhut hitayam, who's like super soul sitting in everyone's heart. Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada sitting in the heart of everyone. Everyone. And therefore, he knew his heart and told him, and he got shocked to hear this. And he paid obeisances to him and accepted initiation from him. Therefore, there are so many scholars like that. Shri Bhakti Gaurav by Khanas Goswami Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Hidaya Van Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj, all these great scholars, my Guru Maharaj, paid obeisances. If you read biography of each and every Acharya, it's unparalleled. And imagine all these great personalities, they took shelter of Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And therefore, Paramhansa Param Paramartha Patim Patito Dharane Kritavesha Yatim Yatiraj Gane Parisevya Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhupada Padam. Pranamami Sada Prabhu. Srila BhaktiSiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ki Gaur Premanande.